What up, Envoys? Today I'm going to be showing you my Lavos Prime build. So, the first thing first here is your Archon charts. The only requirement is the blue. And the reason being, we'll get to when we get into the build, it just helps you get your health to a specific threshold. For the others, I have two. Ability strength. This could just as easily be ability duration, or anything you want, really. And two purple Archon, violet, sorry, with ability damage on enemies affected by electric status. Again, this could be anything you want. It could be two more reds. It could be two yellows, one for casting speed, one for parkour velocity. It just depends on your playstyle, right? It's the only requirement, like I said, is the health. Moving on to the build itself. Here's the reason why the blue is required. It will get your health to the 1,800 threshold, and then Arcane Blessing will give you an additional 1,200, which will be the maximum benefit you could get from Arcane Bellicose. It'll give you that last 30% with this, meaning you'll have a lot of strength. As for the build itself, Mecha Empowered and Mecha Pulse, this is truthfully up to you. It is completely optional. I think this set is amazing on any Warframe that can spread a ton of status effects. This could be, however, Growing Power or Loot Detector. It just depends on what you want. And again, Mecha Pulse can just insert whatever you feel like putting here. Adaptations here and Archon Vitality for defensive stuff. This also helps you get to the 1800 that's required for Arcane Bellicose's full strength. Umbral Intensify for strength. Archon Vitality merely to just give you corrosive, so you have more status effects on your abilities. And Valence Formation, because this is just his best augment, in my opinion. Stretch for just a little bit of range, and Swift Bite. This one is also optional. I like it because I like the idea of just constantly reducing the cooldowns of your abilities to just spam them, which with Lavos you can. This can be, again, whatever you want. It like if you want to put Blind Rage on here to just say screw the cooldown reduction of your three, by all means. Um, but I think this is a really good augment as well. Moving on to the Cedo, partially this is your primary fire. Like this is mostly focused on the primary fire. Primary Crux does in fact help with ammo efficiency and giving your glaive from your alternative fire 300% status chance, which is honestly ridiculous. Uh, this is all about shooting fast, getting hits unique trade up along with galvanized savvy. The glaive from the alternate fire still is a good alternative primer if you don't have any ammo in your epitaph because you're spamming it like I do. For the Cedo's Riven, you could just replace this with Prime Point Blank, and or what I would do would be a Bane mod just to help out, do more damage. For your secondary, you have the Epitaph. This is your primary prime. Now, I know secondary fortifier probably isn't the most optimal choice when it comes to an arcane, but it is very good defensively because as long as there's things with overguard, which let's be real, in this game, there's a metric ton of them. Uh, you will just have a ton of overguard, which is why I don't use prime sure footed because for the most part, like 90% of the time, this is always giving me overguard. Um, just this is just meant to proc heat viral blast. You can easily replace this with a Bane mod or more damage, just whatever you feel like. This is meant to just stack status duration with Lavos' status duration to make your statuses from this gun last longer. So you can have plenty of time to set up, essentially. The Sampotes. This is the cream of the crop here. This is merely meant to just do a massive amount of damage with melee influence. And the way you do that with Lavos is you just hold your 3, thanks to balance formation. You activate another ability, now you have guaranteed electric procs, and you just absolutely delete everything within whatever you hit with its unique trait, which is like 4 explosions in a wide angle, which I will show here in a few minutes. As for your companion, this can truly be kind of whatever you want. Unfortunately, it has to be a Kubro because you need to get the mecha set on here, the one for the companion itself and one for the weapon. The main things here are Prime Pack Leader. This thing will keep you alive because the Sampotes will obviously keep putting Overguard on your companion, keeping it alive. Tenacious Bond just for more crit damage on your guns. And Contagious Bond, which will just spread even more status effects. This is just going to spread. It's absolutely hilarious to watch. And for the claws, as you can see here, you can do elusive if you don't want it to run around, but I use protector because I like a mixture, because it also has radiation magnetic gas, so more status effects being put on the enemies. And this also has the final mecha mod. But that is the build. I'm going to show you in the simulacrum here how this works. I'm going to go up against Eximus units. So we're going to prime these enemies real quick. Do this, activate this, and then we'll switch to the Cedo, and as you can see here, it just deletes these guys. Yeah, pretty decent, pretty good. But on to the melee weapon, because this is where it gets absolutely stupid. We're just going to refresh the balance formation buff. Gonna jump up, slam, and everything gets deleted. Easy, like, it just spreads so easily. As for abilities, we can do the same thing. Like, as long as you prime your ability for your 4, if you just do this, yeah, you just delete things with this Lavos build. Your companion will, the status effects will, your 4 will. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. As for, I forgot to talk about this, the helmet. I choose Eclipse, merely for the damage reduction, but you could switch to the damage increase if you know you're not gonna die. This could be Roar, essentially, or honestly, just Roar if you just want to do a ton more damage and you feel comfortable. But that is the Lavos build. At the end, I'm going to just do a solo mission here to show you how the build works in an actual environment instead of the simulacrum. So I hope you enjoy this build, and I will see you guys next time.
We'll be right back.